Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about a new hidden gem opportunity within this space that I do think that a lot of you XRP holders out there are going to find very interesting, because let's just say there's a company that invested into it and its name is Ripple. Now, outside of that, you can't just take investments as a big sign that it's going to be successful. So we did a lot of research. I'm going to be talking to you guys a little bit about some stuff behind it. And, we're going to go over a ton of information. Now, I will say right now, transparently, yes, this is a project that I did drop in the Patreon as well as in the private Discord group back in March, I believe. But that was because, at the time, I was mainly looking at VC-backed projects that have great upside opportunities. And well, this is one of them. Now, if you do want to get ahead of the curve and get information handed to you pretty much every single day, the Patreon and also the private Discord might actually be in your best interest. So if you guys do want to go check that out, there's going to be links down in the description below, so in the comments below. And with all of that in mind, let's talk about a few things. First off, I hope everybody's having a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are out there in the world. As we look at the top categories right now in this space, there is a ton of opportunities within a lot of these categories. Now, one of the biggest ones that I've been fully focused on is obviously DeFi. There's also layer 2s, right? Layer 2 has been growing tremendously, and I don't know where it is on here. Let me actually just hit Control F and look. So I think it might actually just be under layer 2. So let's go. There we have it. So layer 2 has been growing quite a bit. I know that it doesn't look like it, but there's a lot of great opportunities within the layer 2 narrative. And well, guess what? The project that we're going to be talking about, well, it's in the layer 2 area. And it's one that is extremely overlooked right now because of how early on it is. There's a ton of great narratives around this space, and all coins look like they are about to start their major upward movement over the course of the next couple weeks. Now, as we do wait for that, we have to look into a lot of projects that haven't really moved too much and have a tremendous amount of upside potential left in them. So how do we find this? Well, first off, we could also find very early on projects that are still getting a lot of VC backing. And one of those great areas of opportunity that I've been mentioning is it's simply crypto-fundraising.info/deal-flow. And this is one of those websites that I keep mentioning as a great opportunity to find hidden gems. And it's simply like, even if you want to just look it up, all you have to do is look up VC deal flow, crypto fundraising. That's it. Just look that up and it will take you to this website. And on the third page down here, right, you're met with this list. And the one project that we're going to be talking about today is Ethernity chain. So when we look at this, right, we can see the backing. They have about $20.27 million in terms of the total raised. We have Ethernity Chain is a community-oriented platform that produces limited edition authenticated NFTs and trading cards created by your favorite artist and endorsed by notable figures. Now, you might be saying, well, Nick, NFTs are a thing of the past. They're not really that big in terms of hype. Guys, go look at what VeChain just did with the UFC. This is continuously going to grow. NFTs will become a much bigger thing as the retail crowd gets back in, but also as brands and companies start tapping into these endeavors. But look at the investors behind this project. Goes all the way back to 2021, but here we have February 2022, $20 million raised, and we have names from Morningstar, Ripple, Algorand, Polygon, Kinetic, and even Black Edge Capital. The three major ones that I'm looking at here is Polygon, Ripple, and Algorand. Guys, these are three major projects or companies in this space. When we look at Ripple as a company, Ripple's not just throwing money out there into the wind. They have 9 investments under their belt. That's it. And we could see some of them, right? 3 of them were just in the last 2 years, right? Going back to July of 2023 with the Futureverse. This was, around the metaverse. This is a Series A, but we also have a few other ones up here. But then down here we have Ethernity Chain. Now, all of these are not great opportunities. I will 100% say that right now. It doesn't mean like, oh, Ripple invested, so that means that's a great thing. No, but I do think that Ripple investing should give you a little bit of a sense of confidence behind something like this. But you always do your own research outside of just investments in terms of like, oh, well, a VC invested into this, that has to make money, right? Not exactly. But let's talk about why I do think that this will make a ton of money for those that are actually looking into it. Well, one, the overall chart looks pretty rough right now because, again, going all the way back here, it did have that ICO and then it just continued to sell off. Currently, it started its nice uptrend back into a nice demand zone. It hit major resistance and sold off. Now, I'm expecting us to go down a little bit lower. In fact, I actually have the chart open over here. This is what I'm expecting. We get a nice tap of this demand zone down here at about roughly $2.83 to about $3.50. Now, is that a significant drop from where we are at right now? Not exactly, but it is something in terms of a better buying opportunity on the macro. And the reason why I'm expecting this is because this is on the weekly. We were just at major overbought levels on the RSI. It's starting to kind of reset, and also the MACD is about to turn red. So it means that there is a little bit more sell pressure here, and we are also still at a major EMA that we need to flip, and so far we haven't been able to flip it. Now, does this mean that we have to go down to this demand zone? Not exactly. Even if we look at the 3-day, for an example, it does seem to be, you know, gaining a little bit of momentum here, but we're still in the red on this MACD. I would like to see that actually turn green. That way we actually, you know, flip a little bit more bullish. Right now, again, we're still at major resistance even on the daily, and it looks like it wants to reject back down to this level. I would not write off the idea of that 200 daily EMA being tapped at about roughly $3.50. So if you wanted to buy this, I would wait a little bit more, be a little bit more patient. You might get a little bit of a better buy opportunity. But outside of that, this thing has about roughly a almost $2 million market cap, fully diluted, almost 150 million. We can see the total supply, 30 million, and also the circulating supply at about roughly 20.6 million. Now, like I said, yes, they did hold an ICO. And you can see that information right over here in terms of the ICO. It gives you a full breakdown. This was back in March of 2021. I do believe that majority of this was already sold off, and it was only 3.33% of the total supply. So I'm not expecting any major sell pressure from that ICO. Now, the VCs, yeah, they could sell off their stack, but we don't know how much they are holding. We just know that they did raise over $20.27 million. So I don't think that that's going to, you know, take a massive hit in terms of like when they do sell off or if they sell off. We don't know, right? But regardless, I do think that this is going to be a big winner, and the reason why is because right now it is still very early on. It has solid investors behind it, and also their products are very good, which I will talk about as well. Also, it's already on major exchanges like Binance, Coinbase. Like, this has a ton of retail opportunity to be exposed to. So it's already on all of these major exchanges. You could go over on Coinbase and check it out, which I think is a great +1 there, right? Like, if we look at these opportunities, a lot of them are not listed on major exchanges. They're only on like DEXs, which is a big obstacle. This is already there on retail-centric exchanges, which is a very big, bullish sign. But outside of this, let's talk about the tokenomics. So outside of the ICO, here is the allocation. So we have public sale about 3%, private sale 31%, foundation 46%, and advisors 5%, and also the team 15%. Now, that was in the beginning in terms of the allocation. Today, it's a little bit more different, right? If we actually go over to the Etherscan, we could zoom in real quick, and we can see that about roughly 13.3% of the supply is already on Binance. An additional 13% is on Binance as well. These are two different Binance wallets. This is more so for the actual exchange. So roughly over, almost 26% is already on Binance alone. Outside of that, you also have Uniswap, which is holding about 2%. Another Binance wallet holding about roughly 2%. OKX, almost 1%, and then other exchanges also as well. Now, one of these could very well be Coinbase. I don't know if that's going to be like maybe the second one, but this is actually a contract, so this wouldn't be Coinbase. It could be one of these other additional ones, but we don't know, right? It's not labeled fully. But outside of that, the main thing that I'm looking at is the fact that, yes, the allocation in terms of the tokenomics changed since the initial launch of this project, and you can clearly see that in just by looking at the holders. And if you wanted to actually look at the holders charts, you could see this in terms of the top 100 wallets. So the top 100 holders collectively own about roughly 91.27% of this. Now, is that a big problem? Not necessarily. In fact, a lot of projects are actually kind of like this. If you look around, I do think that this will change drastically over time, especially as we do start to kind of heat up in terms of the bull run. A lot of individuals kind of sell out or, just take profits. So this will change over time. But you can see the top 100 wallets right here. You can see what they are holding. Majority of the holders in terms of the percentage is actually just exchanges, like I said. So I'm not too concerned about the tokenomics or anything like that. Right now, in terms of the amount of holders, yeah, we're sub 30,000 holders on this project. And it's a project, like I said, that is extremely overlooked. Like, not a lot of people are looking into this, even though it has solid backing. It's already on major exchanges, and the chart does look primed for a big run. Back here, it did hit about roughly like $67, but I do think that that was because of the ICO. We can't really take that as a certainty that we are going to go back to that point, but I would not write off the idea of this thing 10xing from here and going to $50, because again, the market cap for it would be roughly about like 1.5 billion. And yes, I'm going off the fully diluted market cap here, not even just the market cap itself, which would be around like roughly a billion. But if we do get that nice tap down here, well, guess what? A 10x from there is a lot easier to tap than, from where we are at currently. But I do think that this could very well be a 10, 20, 30, possibly even a 40x plus return, depending on how much hype there is around DeFi and things like that, which, yes, Ethernity does play into that. If we actually look at the categories that it's under collectibles and NFTs, metaverse, Polkastarter, because it is working with Polkadot as well. Gaming, art, market cap, or marketplace, DeFi, staking, DAO, Web3, and real world assets as well. And if we actually go over to their socials as well, they've been absolutely killing it, guys. They've been growing extremely fast, over 127,000 plus followers. A ton of community engagement. And by the way, talking about community engagement, they have been doing a ton of community events, really kind of working with, or not working with, but collaborating with the communities, even in Dubai as well. This is like a project that's kind of very close knit with Binance, which is a big sign as well that, guess what? This is a very legitimate project. It's a solid project. They've been working with the community with over 500,000 members, as you guys do see there in the background. Like I said, definitely focus on community engagement, how their overall engagement is on socials as well, because that's a big sign that the community is actually there behind them. And I always say community is a big deal. I've always said that, because communities during even the bear market, it's even more important during the bear market than the bull market, because it means that, guess what? This is a project that a lot of people believe in, and they will continue to believe in it even in the bull run. Now, also talking about layer 2s, like I said, layer 2s have been going absolutely crazy. Look at this. Layer 2 volume on Uniswap has officially passed $250 billion. Next stop is 1 trillion. And you can see how fast this has been growing since going back to November of 2021. It's been up only since November of 2021, even in the bear market, which is pretty crazy to think about. And Ethernity does play into that. Now, with all of this in mind, what about their products? Are their products even, solid? Well, let's go over to their website. So first off, majority of what they are pushing is it's like auctions. And it's like tokenized auctions in a sense. And we can see how their website looks right now. This is what their website looks like. You have the collections here as well. Again, a lot of people don't like NFTs and stuff, and that's totally fine. I get it. But I do think that NFTs will become, much larger topic of discussion once the retail crowd is back. And they already have a lot of big, players tapped in with Ethernity, which is a big deal. And we also have how it works. They fully break everything down. The UI, the design, everything is very, very solid in my opinion, just looking at it. And also in terms of DeFi, you can see everything that they have to offer here in terms of, liquidity pool staking. I'm not signed in right now, so I can't really, see everything, but you can kind of get a hint at, what you would have to be doing here in terms of like, looking at staking opportunities, what it's going to, like the UI is going to be very similar to other platforms around here, but just a higher quality. And the reason why I know that it's a higher quality is because of what we see from their other offerings. Like for an example, the farmers market. Over here, we have the NFT marketplace. We also have the physical items marketplace, and then we have the farmers market. And this is actually a very interesting marketplace because I haven't really seen, like, when we look at NFTs and NFT marketplaces, I really never saw something like this where you have like mystery boxes, auctions, things like that. I think that this is actually very interesting because it kind of reminds me of like a decentralized eBay in a sense. So I think that this is actually a very cool thing. And again, like I said, when you look at the auctions, for example, you could see the UI. This is a very similar UI. Again, like I'm not logged in. But if you wanted to really, log in and test things, you guys are more than welcome to. As a matter of fact, let me log in real quick for you guys. 1 second. All right, so I just logged in for you guys just to kind of show you guys what the overall UI looks like on a lot of these. Like, I'll just click a random auction. So this is basically what it looks like. You have the winning bid here, which again, you buy a lot of the stuff that you are seeing on the screen here, like in terms of what you're actually bidding with. You could see the recent bids and the bid history. And again, it's exactly what it looks like. So for example, here we have buy ERN tokens from centralized or decentralized exchanges and transfer to your wallet. Again, very similar to pretty much like Open. See if you guys utilized it. Connect your wallet and lock ERN tokens in our stones farming contract, and then you collect the stones as rewards for locking your ERN tokens, and then you redeem those stones for exclusive prizes, NFTs, goods, adventures, and more. And again, they give you everything on how this works. They could redeem all the stuff, regardless of how this looks. Like even in terms like DeFi. Right, like the overall view of this and the look of the entire platform is very, very solid in my opinion. And we could also see the total locked LP tokens, the liquidity pool tokens. You could also see in terms of like farm stones as well. You could see how many individuals are actually, farming the stones, the leaderboards as well. And you can see the maximum amount to be staked is about roughly 10,000 ERN. The farming rate is about roughly 1,000 stones per ERN every 24 hours. So you could, get a lot of these stones and participate within the auctions pretty quickly. Also, in terms of the fixed staking, here we also have the fixed staking. You could also see the total ERN rewards pool on the side there. And then last but not least, you have Satoshi staking as well. And within this, you can see how all of this looks. Every single one is different in terms of the design, the UI, and it just looks very, very, how should I say? It looks very simple to use, and it's kind of similar to like Web 2 in a way, but with a twist on it with Web 3. And I think that that's a great way to really kind of get a crowd in, especially even around like NFTs. Like OpenSea is very clunky. This looks very, very solid. Regardless of, like I said, if you like NFTs or not, I just think that this overall marketplace is one of the best out there in terms of the UI. You can see how everything looks here. It's very, very solid. And again, it's very simple to log in, sign up, and pretty much participate within any of these in terms of staking, farmers market, and stuff like that. Obviously, yes, there's risk involved whenever you are participating in staking. Just know that and be aware of it. And also full transparency, because I know that you guys are going to question, no, I'm not sponsored, paid for, or incentivized at all by this team. This is strictly me doing research and providing you guys with the information. Now, last but not least, the team. So the team is extremely transparent. They are fully doxed. You can find all of them. You can see the advisors here. You can see the partners and investors as well. And the full team is very transparent, as you guys can see here. So again, transparency is a big thing that I always focus on. And, when we really look at the team, it looks fairly solid. You guys are more than welcome to look all of them up on LinkedIn, for an example, and see their previous, resume and stuff like that. But for the most part, I do think that this is going to be a big winner, especially once the crowd comes back and altcoins really start to wake up in a big way. The overall chart for it looks very solid. And I just think that this is going to be, one of those projects that, I think it's going to surprise a lot of people. And the reason why is because it already has solid backing behind it. The products that are listed on the website are very solid. The website itself is very solid. The overall community behind it, also very solid and continuously engaging with the project. And like I said, the community engagement from their end, going to all these events, participating with all of these events, it's something that I'm very, very happy to see as well, because it's a crucial thing. So if you want to go check this project out, you guys are more than welcome to. You can wait on it. Like I said, I would personally wait because it looks as though this is going to sell off, and the demand zone down here is a very solid area. And like from there, the big thing that I'm watching for is just a 10x opportunity, because I do think that it will 10x from those significant lows. But with that being said, this is not investment advice or financial advice at all. Make sure that you do your own research. Make sure that you know the risk involved, but go check it out if you guys wanted to. It's a very solid project in my opinion, and it is one that I have been watching very, very closely, especially in terms of a VC-backed project. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys definitely leave a like, subscribe to notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, this has been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.